Our story this morning is entitled Night Vision. Galileo was what you might call a little eccentric. He was a little eccentric. He was a little odd. He had a habit of asking questions that no one else even thought to ask. And he was often seen wandering through town with his eyes lifted to the sky. And his students would kind of nudge each other and whisper, "Oh, look, there goes Galileo," right? As night would fall, that was when you would mostly see Galileo. He would be walking out towards the field, and he had recently obtained a new device, a thing called a telescope. No one had seen a telescope before, but Galileo claimed that it helped him to study the sky. His students would be hurrying home, anxious to get inside because of the night vapors that were said to possess you. It can make you sick, or it can fill you with demons. And so they were very nervous, and they would run to get home as the sun was falling in the sky. But Galileo, he would run to get out to his field so that he could begin his study of the stars. And his students, they whispered to each other, "There he goes again. There he goes again." Galileo took his telescope out, and he saw things he could not have imagined. He saw that by studying the planets and their movement, he realized that Copernicus had been right. The sun was at the center, and the planets moved around them. He proved that to himself, and he tried to prove it to others. He saw, too, the face of the moon. It was filled with interesting things, craters, yes, and cracks. Yeah. And he saw that it wasn't just a disk in the sky as common sense told people. It was, in fact, round like a sphere, a whole ball in the sky. And when he tried to tell people in the town, "Listen, come, look with me," they said, "Oh, no, the night vapors. We need to get inside." Galileo wrote many things that he observed down, and he taught his students these things. He showed them pictures of what he had seen, and one by one, the students started to get a little more curious than they were afraid of the truth. They got a little more curious, and one student in particular, Giuseppe, he said, "Okay, tonight I'm going to do it. I'm going to put on an extra coat. I'm going to tie my scarf on really tight, and I'm going to hold my breath so that the night vapors can't get inside me." And so he walked very swiftly to the edge of the field, and there he saw Galileo looking through his telescope up into the sky. And he tapped Galileo on the shoulder. He said, "Can I join you?" And Galileo said, "Look." And Giuseppe looked. And what he saw was so amazing. It was so overwhelming that he did indeed start to feel dizzy, as if the night vapors may be taking over. He breathed very deeply, and suddenly the mist in his mind started to clear. The common sense things that his mother and father and their mothers and fathers before them had taught about how the world worked and the movement of the universe, he could see that they were wrong. And once his eyes were opened to that truth, he just wanted to learn more truth. How can you not want to know how the universe is laid out in front of you? He went back to his friends, the other students in the school, and he said, "Come. And they said, "Oh, no. Oh, no, the night vapors." And he said, "But look, I'm here. And look, Galileo is here. He hasn't succumbed." And so one by one, well, more like by twos and threes, because they held on to each other for support, the other students came out to look at the night sky. Octavia, Olympia, Gilberto. They wandered out with one another for support, and they took a look. And their fears that had so kept them inside their little boxes were swept away. They were swept away. And soon they became friends with the dark. That's our story for today. Thank you very much for listening. Let's sing our children to Spirit Jam. And in fact, anyone who wants to join us is invited to join. We're going to be doing yoga jam this morning and a crafting jam where we'll be making ornaments to sell at the auction.